Good afternoon, good late morning. I guess it depends on where you're at. This video is a little bit about food, but it's kind of mainly about where I'm at right now. I have no meal plan. We have just been trying to eat healthy food. So lots of rice, lots of beans, lots of potatoes. So just about 5 minutes ago, I was like, oh shoot, I don't know what's for dinner. So I went and raided the pantry. So we're gonna have veggie noodles with sauce and vegetables. Did you see all that? It doesn't get much easier, and it's very healthy. But I wanted to talk about why I post about veganism and animal welfare. I had someone in my life point out to me that these posts are bothersome, and probably a word they didn't use, but I would imagine they were thinking is offensive, judgmental, holier than thou, whatever word you want to think of. And here's my stance as a Christian vegan. I don't judge you eating meat. The Bible is very clear that that is a choice between you and God. My whole issue with eating meat and drinking milk and eating eggs is where did they come from? And because over 90% of what you go to the grocery store and buy comes from factory farms, we're responsible to not support evil. We are stewards. The world will be the world. The world doesn't care. The world doesn't have compassion. The world doesn't know God. And so they're not the ones who are going to be answering for their stewardship. People who believe in God and who serve God are going to answer for how we're stewards. Because just because Jesus came to give us salvation doesn't wipe out everything else that God is and has done. The Bible tells us that God is compassion and God is love and God is merciful. The Bible tells us that God created animals for Him and His pleasure, and then He put us in charge of their care. And so if you're a believer, please don't tell me that you believe God created animals for us, because God created everything for His pleasure. He is worthy. He is the King on the throne. There's nothing created for us. Everything, including us, were created to give Him glory. Do we get to enjoy this beautiful world and the creation? Absolutely. He loves us, and you can see His nature in everything. You can see His sense of humor, even in a non-believer. You can see His attributes in them, and you can see His attributes in animals. If God's original intention was for animals to be food, He would not have made them be able to suffer and feel pain. His original intention was for animals to be free and to enjoy His creation just like us. They were not created in His image. I do not believe animals have a soul and are eternal. We are His special creation. But just because we're His special creation doesn't mean it's about us now. It doesn't mean that His other creation doesn't matter. And we can use and abuse them however we want. That attitude is very self-centered. It's very me, me, me. But when we start to view God in view, when you look at who God is, in view of His loving kindness and His mercy, I don't want to do anything against who He is. And if you've ever seen factory farming, I don't post graphic videos because I don't like to watch them myself, but I have exposed myself to them so that I know what is happening. And then I made a choice. The choice is you either go to a local farmer where you know how they were treated, raise your own food, or don't eat it. And so the easiest choice for us was to not eat it. And now it's the easiest thing in the world, and we love it, and we realize it really is God's best for us. And so I got excited, and I want to tell people, like, you don't have to support cruelty. You don't have to. It's a choice. And so that is my message. My message is not, if you eat meat, you're a bad person. My message is, do not support animal cruelty. There are other options. You cannot eat it. You can find organic. My sister told me that she bought organic taco meat, ground beef. I don't even remember what it's called. And it was $10.99 a pound. But it was humanely raised. No antibiotics, all that stuff. Beans aren't $10.99 a pound. So in my opinion, I'd rather not eat it. Well, I don't want to eat it anymore anyway. But the point is, she's making those choices. She's looking for an alternative because they don't want to stop eating meat. I can respect that. I mean, I don't understand it because I see animals differently than I used to. But at least I can respect her trying to do that, right? I have a friend, one of my best friends in the world, who raises her own animals to eat. She has a farm. But she knows what those animals ate. She knows how they were treated because she's the one taking care of them. And so that's between her and God, whether she thinks it's wrong to eat meat or not. She knows she's doing what she thinks is right. And so I am against animal cruelty and factory farming, first of all. Not judging other believers. And so I just encourage you, if you've been kind of ignoring it, like scoffing at me or other vegans or the whole vegan movement, there's a reason why very smart, intelligent, loving people are making this choice. And it's because we're standing up against animal cruelty and factory farming, and we're saying, no, this is not stewardship. This is killing the planet. It's killing our own bodies because animal products do contribute to heart disease, cancer, diabetes, on and on and on. So we're standing up against that, and then we're standing up for the environment. We're saying animal agriculture is ravaging the planet. Animals eat way more than we do, and they poop way more than we do. And so when we're raising billions of animals to eat every year, all of that grain could be fed to people, and it's not. It's being fed to animals. And then we're eating the animals. And so it just logically makes no sense to destroy the planet we live on, because I think I had this attitude before as a believer. God's going to come and destroy this planet in fire. Well, we don't know when God's coming, and we're to live as responsible stewards until he returns. I pray he comes today. I want him to come back so bad. But we don't know when he's coming, and he tells us to take care of the earth, take care of our temples, and to take care of his creation. And so that is why people are going vegan. Because they care. And they think that you're a person who would care too. And they want to tell you about it. There's a funny meme I saw, and it said, vegans are like the people who are in a horror movie and they're trying to warn everybody else because they saw the killer. And everybody else is like, meh. That's how you feel. You're like, what? You have to know this. I want to tell you this. And when people don't respond to that, it can be disheartening. So I know that the person who reached out to me had good intentions, but I just told them, God has given me this passion and this message, and so I'm going to keep sharing it. I don't think it negates the fact that I'm not posting as much about foster care and adoption. I live the message of adoption in my life every single day. I mean, this is currently what's happening.
Look, Daddy.
I see. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just supervising. But I live that in my life. You guys know I have a heart for foster care and adoption. Like, that is my ministry. But I don't have to stop doing foster care and adoption to start doing veganism. I can do veganism and be anything or do anything God has called me to do. It's a hand-in-hand situation. It's not an either-or. And so I know this video is long. Probably 2 people are going to watch it all, but I just had to share my heart today. I hope you all have a great afternoon and evening. And I especially hope the person that reached out to me is watching this and you understand where I'm coming from. Okay, bye guys.